Good morning, everyone. I am Hannah Jane Timangaran, your educator for today. Before we proceed to our discussion for today, let us have some short prayer first. Okay, so how are you today? Oh, you're good. So, can you guess what will be our lesson for today? Okay, very good. So today we will tackle the post-colonial criticism according to Louis Tyson's critical theory today. So um, let's have some introductory first. So today we'll explore post-colonial criticism through the lens of Tyson's critical theory today. So, post colonial criticism is a crucial framework in literary studies that emerged in the late 1980s and early 1990s. So, it examines the cultural, political, and social impacts of colonialism and subsequent post colonial conditions of formerly colonized countries. So to proceed, let's know let's know what colonialism and its legacy. So post-colonial criticism addresses the global issues of colonialism. So it focuses on how European powers, particularly Britain, exploited weaker countries from the end of the 15th century until the mid 20th century. So it investigates and imposed how colonial powers imposed their culture, language, and ideology on the colonized, often dehumanizing them and portraying them as savage or undeveloped. Next is the cultural and psychological impact. So, colonized societies were often forced to adopt the colonizer's language. So, in leading to the extension of local languages and cultural alienation. So, if a country if a certain country colonized other country, they will force the people living in that country to use to use the language of the country who colonized the other country. So it will lead to the extension of the mother tongue or the local languages of that certain um, country. So next is post-colonial critics study the ongoing psychological and cultural colonization. So even after political independence, examining how individuals and communities continue to struggle with identity and cultural integrity. So the third one is the hybridity and identity. So post-colonial identity is often a blend or hybrid of native and colonial cultures. This hybridity is seen as a dynamic and positive force that shapes modern identities and cultural expressions. Concepts like double consciousness are W.E.B. Du Bois and unhomeliness or Homi Bhabha describe the fragmented and complex identities of colonized individuals who navigate between different cultural worlds. So the fourth one is Eurocentrism and Orientalism. So, Eurocentrism is the practice of viewing the world from a European perspective, often marginalizing other cultures. In literature, this means privileging works that conform to European standards of universal quality. While Orientalism it is a concept that develops by Edward Said, describes how Western literature and scholarship often depict Eastern cultures as exotic, backward, and inferior, reinforcing a dichotomy between the civilized West and the primitive East. So the fifth one is the resistance and agency. So post-colonial literature often explores themes of resistance against colonial oppression. So authors from formerly colonized countries use literature to reclaim their voices and challenge colonial narrative. So just like what our national hero did, Dr. Husserl. So the other one is the agency where writers like Chinua Achebe and Ngojiwa Thiong use English to reach a global audience while simultaneously critiquing colonial legacies. So, um, so post-colonial criticism provides a vital framework for understanding the profound and lasting effects of colonialism on literature. So, on literature, culture, and identity. So, by examining these impacts, we gain deeper insights into the complexities of post-colonial societies and the ongoing struggles for cultural and psychological liberation. So, as we continue study, let's think critically about how these theories apply to contemporary global issues and literature. So that would be all for today's discussion. I hope you learn a lot and listened to what I've discussed. Thank you and God bless us all.